F. Scott Fitzgerald once wrote, "There are no second acts in American lives," but he never met a local man. The second act of Alfred Tibor's life brought him a new career, worldwide acclaim, and soon a local park named in his honor. Next month, the city of Upper Arlington plans to start a fundraising effort to install his $500,000 gift, a gift that could draw art lovers here from around the world. Parkway Park is about to get a new look and a new name. The new look comes from 9 life-sized sculptures. The statues are a gift from world-famous sculptor Alfred Tibor to the city of Upper Arlington. Models for some are on display at Argo and Laney Jewelers. Lynette Santoro-Ah, the arts manager for the city, was stunned by the gift.
It's the biggest thing that Upper Arlington has had come along in some time. You cannot help but be moved by them. They're so intuitive to human emotion and, us as humans, humanity in general.
The park on South Parkway Drive in Upper Arlington will be renamed Tibor Park for the artist whose second act was nothing like his first.
When I was 6 years old, my dream was to be a sculptor.
Tibor's studio gleams with his works. He's lived a third of his life in Columbus, but was born in Hungary 93 years ago. Then his name was Alfred Goldstein. He grew up in the shadow of the Holocaust, and as a Jew, he knew he was barred from college.
I realized that time, as a 6 years old little boy, if I am not getting education, how I am going to be a sculptor.
To sculpt people, he'd need to understand the structure of the human body, so he borrowed an anatomy textbook.
I learned that from an old doctor.
This self-taught artist also became a self-taught gymnast who qualified for the Hungarian Olympic team. It was the infamous 1936 Olympics in Berlin, the one in which an African-American named Jesse Owens of Ohio ran over Hitler's idea of an Aryan master race. Alfred was denied his chance to compete.
I wasn't qualified because of my religion, so they throw me out.
While his brother Andrew fled to France, the oldest, Tibor, studied medicine in Italy. Alfred, the youngest of 3, was drafted into the Hungarian army.
Next day, it became a forced labor battalion.
When the Russians invaded, he and his battalion were sent to a gulag in Siberia. But all that time, when others saw barbed wire, he saw something else.
And I was the crazy artist because I was looking at the beautiful skies.
That is Alfred Tibor, an optimist, a believer in humanity.
The fact that he has experienced man's inhumanity to man at such a base level, but can still find such joy and such hope for the future is just amazing to me.
He lost his parents and 82 other family members in Auschwitz. His brother Tibor died too, so Alfred and Andrew changed their last name to Tibor in his memory. After the war, Alfred married. Then in 1956, during the Hungarian Revolution,
That's me.
with 2 small children, he and his wife escaped to America.
And I got something which I never had before. Freedom.
Tibor became a commercial artist in Miami. At age 57, he started his second act. Columbus businessman Jerome Schottenstein hired him, brought him here to Columbus, and one day invited him to worship at a Gudazakim synagogue. There, someone announced that they wanted a memorial of the Holocaust. Tibor stepped up.
You don't have to look for an artist.
This was his first sculpture, Remembrance. It's surrounded by a map of Nazi death camps. The artwork shows people herded into a crematorium, but a remnant survives, emerging through the smokestack. That began a prolific career, one with art characterized more by hope and joy than darkness. The creations dance, they embrace, they kiss, they pray, they celebrate life. There are family groups like this one at the Governor's Mansion in memory of the children who died in the Holocaust, or Second Step in an Upper Arlington park. There also are allegorical figures, like the statue of a woman releasing doves called Hope at the James Cancer Hospital.
The way that a person might gesture toward the sky and toward the future, and those things move me.
The only interruption in his career came from an event as bizarre as it was startling. One night, A buck crashed through a window at his home, rampaged around and pinned Tibor with his antlers. His wife flagged down a passing cab driver for help.
Going on, saw the window broke, went inside, and there's a deer on top of the guy, had him pinned up against the wall.
Tibor was hospitalized, but healed. Then back to work. One of his most ambitious projects came from Trinity Lutheran Seminary in Bexley. The seminary commissioned him to make a memorial to 20th century discrimination. Tibor began as he always does, not with sketches, but with a tiny model. He wanted a family emerging from a 27-foot flame. But that created a new problem, one of engineering. How could the flame support a 500-pound family group without moving? He contacted some experts, but got nowhere.
Sleepless night, I have to tell you that, months and months.
Then, on a flight, he found the answer. As the flap on the plane's wing lifted, he noticed the interior support system.
And there is the little pipes crosses building the wing.
He took that idea, reinforced the interior of his flame, and it worked. That artwork brought him his next major commission, Celebration of Life. It shows early settler Sarah Sullivan lifting baby Arthur Boak, the first African-American born in Franklin County. He was left on her doorstep, and she raised him as her own. Tibor survived the Nazis, the Russians, and a 10-point buck. And now, Alfred Tibor says, he'll do no more large sculptures, but plans to work as long as he lives, because he has a message to share.
I am telling to the next coming generation, hatred doesn't work.
Hatred doesn't work. Lynette Santoro says next month they'll start fundraising to pay for the installation of those sculptures in Tibor Park, as well as the bases to put them on.